Detroit's 99.5 WYCD into the studio. Hometown boy, Frankie Ballard, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, Mike?
Good to have you here, man. How are you?
It's great. It's great to be here. Good to be back home in this Michigan summer weather. It's been hot down in Tennessee. It feels good up here, though.
Born and raised, Battle Creek, Michigan guy, and
Yes,
of course...
Kellogg's.
Kellogg's, yeah. So you didn't walk around in a Tony the Tiger outfit or anything like that, did you?
You know what's funny? I actually got propositioned to be Tony the Tiger one time at a baseball game, and I couldn't do it. But now looking back, I wish I had that on my resume.
You should.
Once Tony the Tiger, but...
Or Snap, Crackle, and Pop. That would look good on a guy's resume, I would imagine, too. Well, it's good to have you. Who were some of your musical influences when you were growing up?
My biggest is probably Elvis. You know, my dad loved Elvis and outlaw country, Johnny Cash and Waylon and all those guys. And I just, as a kid, you just want to do what your dad wants to do. And he really, really turned me on to all that stuff. And now I'm a huge fan of that stuff. But I'm a big 70s rock guy, too. I also love blues, and I think that definitely my bluesy influences have leaked into my sound as a country artist, for sure. I think that the fans and listeners will be able to hear some of that vibe in there.
And you, of course, went to Western Michigan.
Yeah, I was a Bronco.
You were a Bronco, played little college baseball, or a lot of college baseball, from what I'm told.
A lot of baseball and very little studying. It took me 6 years to get out of there.
So you did the 6-year plan.
Yeah.
So I did the 5-year plan, so don't feel bad. And you decided during your 6th year of college that you really wanted to pursue music as a career.
Yeah, I mean, you're so busy doing baseball stuff, and you're so, once I was done with that, it's like, what am I going to do with my life? I didn't really care about the schooling, and I wasn't passionate about any of that stuff. And I was playing guitar and music, and I wanted to do something there, and I really developed this passion, and I really hit it hard. I started going to blues jams and playing in some blues bands and doing open mic nights and writing songs and really got it rolling then.
And you won Kenny's Next Big Star competition a couple years ago. Got a chance to perform at Ford Field.
That was incredible. I actually won in Grand Rapids.
Okay.
And got to do Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids. And then something happened in Detroit over here, and they called me to come do that one.
What a rush, though. I mean, opening for Kenny Chesney, I mean that's got to be a rush for you.
It's so many people. I mean, and I played a little earlier in the day, some people were still looking for their seats and stuff.
Where's the popcorn stand? Oh,
who's this guy? But it was awesome. It was an experience of a lifetime. I'd never been to Ford Field. It was my first time. I was in awe of how big the place was, and
so the Lions, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope to get to do that again. I understand now why he does that as much as he does and still tours, because the feeling of getting to play, the energy that many people can create is just, it's magical.
I don't think there's probably isn't anything like performing in an arena with 40, 50,000 fans screaming, at capacity. I mean, it's got to be amazing.
I assimilate it to being the next in line for the front seat of a roller coaster. You're a little bit nervous,
mm-hmm.
but you're excited. It's going to be great. And, it was everything that I expected.
And like they say at Cedar Point, wait till the ride comes to a complete stop before exiting. You always got to make sure that
I love Cedar Point. I'm glad you said that.
See, you're a Midwest, you're a Michigan guy. You know this stuff.
People talk about Six Flags and stuff, and I ask them, well, have you heard of Cedar Point? And they're like, no, what's that? And I'm like, oh, you got to go to Cedar Point. That's where it's at.
They're in Michigan's Adventure. Those are two great places, man.
I've been there too. Yes, sir.
Well, the new single, Tell Me You Get Lonely, rocks. We love it. We got a ton of phone calls for it.
Thank you. Thank you guys for spinning it.
And we got our big backstage barbecue with a bunch of great listeners with you today. We appreciate you coming out.
I can't wait to eat some of that stuff. We smelled it right when we got out of the car. You can tell it's going to be some good barbecue.
We got barbecue. We got Frankie performing live. Continued success, and don't be a stranger, buddy.
Thank you, boss. Appreciate it.
Michigan's own Frankie Ballard in studio live on Detroit's 99.5 WYCD and WYCD.com.